I want to do rock and roll, Led Zeppelin. That was, remember their ad campaign?
No.
Oh.
What year was that?
I don't know. They were trying to redo their image, Cadillac, you know, because like Cadillac was the old, you know, it's the classic.
Yeah, Cadillac. It's fancy.
Don't hit that pole.
Oh gosh, now you're making me nervous. I do better when I drive by myself. I try to take the straight line, if you can see.
I see that. But
remember the roads in Vermont, but you could see really far, so I would try to go straight.
Right.
And
That's fine when you can see, but on blind curves, well,
yes,
that was the worst stop at a stop sign in the history of stop signs.
I don't think so.
You were doing 15, 16 miles an hour through there.
Approaching a stop sign, everyone. I am approaching a stop sign. Shall stop. I shall count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I can now go. How does that do? Did I pass the stop sign test?
Oh, man, you are getting feisty. Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today, my lovely bride, Kathy, she's going to be giving her impressions of both the Chevy Volt and the Cadillac ELR, both from an aesthetic appearance-wise and also image-wise, as well as her first driving impressions. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. What do you think, Kath?
Oh, we always have fun.
Well, absolutely always have fun. Well, it's super cold out here today, so we won't take up too much time outside, but I want you to go around and just kind of like tell me what you're thinking about these two cars.
Okay.
And again, thank you for putting up with, as I mentioned on the other video, all my shenanigans with getting both of these cars. But man, we're having so much fun here in Norwalk, Connecticut. Let's get into it. All right, so Kathy, I'd love to hear your impressions. Why don't you start with the Volt? Tell me what you're thinking about with the Volt.
Well, why don't I just jump to the chase first as I stand here and really look at them side by side. Aesthetically, this is the clear winner. Aesthetically, this Cadillac ELR just looks a whole lot fancier. That's just from the front. Now let's talk about the Volt.
All right.
So your Volt is a 2015.
It is.
Does not look like a 2015. I think it's in such impeccable condition. I did look at it last week when you first got it, went around it. I mean, if you had told me this car was 4 years old, I would absolutely believe you. I think the back on this actually looks really nice. You know, I like this little spoiler back here, gives it a nice little look.
Right.
It's a good size. It looks just, I don't know, I just think that looks really sweet. I like these tail lights. I like this down here.
How about the little lightning bolt in the V on the Volt?
Well, yeah, that's very fancy.
That was somebody made a lot of money designing that.
I bet they did. It's sort of, you know, legitimately a rather nondescript car. You know, I don't think it would catch anybody's attention on the road, but knowing what year it is, it's pretty astonishing that it's in such great shape. And you took pictures of the interior.
Yeah.
Interior's beautiful.
Yeah. From a
Cloth
practicality
seats.
standpoint.
Well, you know, that's the thing. If you're looking for styling and sportiness, this ELR takes the cake. But if you want a practical car, this is so much bigger, the Volt, on the interior, where just because you have the 4 doors, right?
Yeah.
Easy access into, oh, it's locked.
Yeah, just, you've got the key. Just hit the little button.
This?
Yep. And open it up.
Like magic. So there's so much more room in here because you can just get in. This seat's all the way back, but you can move that up.
Yeah.
It's just so much more practical. This is not, the ELR is not.
And also in the back, if you open up the hatch.
It has a lot of room.
A lot more room.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're ready to go to the grocery store. I have our bags, but yeah, lots of good room back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a pull? No.
Yeah, you just got a, interesting, both the Volt and the ELR, they don't have, they don't have power trunks in them.
All right, so you just picked up this baby a day or two ago. So I'm really getting my first good look at it. And just driving over here, you drove in front of me, and I thought, wow, the back of this looks really cool. However, it looks really wide. Is it wide as you're trying to park it? I mean, it just legitimately looks fat.
Fat?
And wide. Look at the
Fat
back.
and wide. Who are you talking about? All right, so
but it looks, I mean,
it looks beefy, right?
It looks, there's a good word.
Right, okay.
It looks beefy. Yeah,
all right.
It looks like serious business.
But
the lines here are insanely gorgeous.
But if you saw this car and Cadillac brought this out as a 2024, would you say that the design looks dated?
No. No, in fact, because of these angles here on the side, which is maybe the best looking part of the car, and I think the whole thing looks beautiful, this looks gorgeous. But look how wide, right? A typical two-door, how wide. How do you open this? Oh, wait, I know. Did you lock it?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Here, hold on. Let me open it.
I opened it yesterday.
I hope I'm not locked out.
No,
there we go.
Oh, yeah, it's in there. Look how wide this door is. So, you know, always when you have a two-door, it's important to be careful where you park, because
yes.
you could easily smack into someone. And then, you know, you got to hop in the back. And there really is 0.0 room behind
I know.
these seats.
It's just ridiculous, you know.
Right?
It's crazy back there.
But look at that gorgeous leather.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, I think there's a lot to be said about how
and
the gorgeous I think this
the
car
wood
is.
on the doors. Let's just keep that open for a second.
Like wood, I think is what it is here.
Yeah.
And then there's carbon fiber, which is really gorgeous.
Right. And this has the full leather. This is all leather here,
yeah.
and also on the dash itself.
It's beautiful.
You know, the Chevy is a Chevy. And this is really
no, this is an eye catcher on the road, which is why I just said the Volt looks, you know, nondescript. It looks like a car, right? But this catches your eye.
Yeah.
This looks really sleek, and I might even say a little sexy. This is a very good-looking car.
I definitely need to drive this then. That's it. Wow. You're saying, oh, the car, not me. Okay, I understand. All right, that's fine. But yeah. So look, you know, so do you, if you were out shopping
for a car
in 2015,
yeah,
and you went to the Chevy dealer, and you saw that car on the right there was $38,000.
The Volt was 38.
Yep, and the one on the left was $80,000.
Well, there's no doubt that if I didn't have $80,000 to spend on a car, of course, what a great price for that Volt. I think that was probably a great price back then too.
And imagine back then, back in 2014, when Caddy brings out this ELR, as good looking as it is, and then you go over and you look at the Tesla Model S.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe why they
which is also a timeless design, a gorgeous design, and a pure EV. You can kind of see why this car flopped.
Yeah.
But
but honestly, we're driving on the road, you're driving that, I would never, ever think that was a 2016 car.
Yeah.
I would say you could have bought that 2 or 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And the fact is that even if you spend 20, 25 grand for the ELR today, if you get a clean one, I mean, this was an absolute steal at 14 grand.
Yeah, and it has a couple little issues.
I mean, I got to put tires on it, and the heated seats are not working, and I have that hole in the leather, which I'm going to get an estimate on that. But you know, like this is a looker. This is a Florida car. What do you think?
I always say yes to anything that goes to Florida. Yes. Yes, indeed.
But what about the image of driving a Cadillac?
Well, some people don't care about image, right? They want to get in their car and they want to go. If you remember, my very first car was a Ford Escort.
Oh, I remember.
No air conditioning.
As soon as we got married, I sold that thing. I was like, we're done with this.
I was just so happy to buy my first car. So I don't know, you know, if you're talking about image, you want something fancy. Obviously, the Cadillac is completely elevated.
Right.
Right? This is a car. This gets you from A to B. And I will say, if you need a little bit more room on the interior, hands down, you want to get the Volt. This is a great little car.
Yeah. And then I just want to, I know you're getting a little cold out here, but I could just tell. But what are your thoughts about a pure EV as opposed to these cars having roughly 30 miles of range and then kicking over to a gas engine? What do you think about that for, you know, a person who's thinking about getting into an EV and maybe has a little bit of range anxiety? Now you're used to it and you have a Tesla,
I would say that anybody who's ever gotten into an EV for the first time probably has had range anxiety, right?
Yeah.
It just goes along with it. But, you know, maybe that's a good way to tiptoe. I know a lot of people have Priuses, right? And that's a good way to sort of go from EV and gas. But if you have a little commute every day, why not do something like this?
right.
I laughed when you put gas in the car the other day.
I know.
You've done that in several years. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. But this is a very easy way to slip into the world of EVs.
Yeah, and if you have a commute of 15 miles one way and you can charge your car every night at home, you can drive this car, you know, 90% on EV. Yeah. Now, what's interesting is on the app, the GM app, I don't even think I told you this, but this Volt lifetime has been driven, it's 143,000 miles on this Volt. It's been driven.
Can I tell you, I didn't even know a car could go 143,000 miles.
Well, but if you think about it, the engine itself has only been.
About this inside?
No, I just want to finish up right here, and then we'll go. That car right there, 66% of its life was driven on EV, and this car, 43% of its life was driven on EV.
So the people who bought these cars originally had the right intention for what they wanted it for.
Yeah.
And then they go on a road trip and you have, you know, the ease of filling up with gas.
Yeah. Well, let's jump in. Why don't we jump in? We're going to drive this over. I want to drop this off at the dealer.
Okay.
Not the dealer, but at the used, at the car fixer.
Yep.
What do you call that? A repair shop.
Oh my gosh.
And let's get your thoughts about driving first the Chevy Volt.
Okay, I just got in the Volt and I find myself in Dave's seating position. So I'm going to try to find the adjustments. What the heck is this? Oh my gosh, this is so old school. I have to pump myself up. It's not automatic. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Getting a workout. All right, we have to now redo my seatbelt because clearly that was all wrong. Okay, is that good? I don't know. Where's the, back, gee. Okay. Yep, all manual. Okay. Chevy Volt, all manual, all good. And I'm going to turn the car on. I found the button. It's a spaceship. Well, that was cool. All right, so I'm going to just wave to Dave and tell him I'm ready to go. I'm going to follow him over to the car place. I don't know if he knows I'm ready to go. Here is the gear shifter. Okay, that's different. It feels like a real car. Very different than my Tesla. Okay. Oh, he's working on his cameras. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a nice steering wheel. I can say that, although my hands are cold. So where did I throw my gloves? Good. Yeah, so no heated steering wheel on this, but the heated seats are really amazing. Okay, he's all set. Here I go. I'll just follow that beautiful Cadillac ELR. Gosh, nobody would know that car was 2016. Amazing. Good turning radius. This thing just sort of took off. It didn't even really, I don't feel like it waited for me to step on the gas. We're just getting out of this college, so there's a few speed bumps. Okay. Yeah, it feels like it wants to go without me really stepping on the gas. That's pretty cool. Feels, here we go. Coming out. Let's see what it can do. Okay, not fast there. but it certainly has enough juice to move along this road. I like this road a lot. It has a little curve in it, following that ELR, which honestly looks wide in the back. It sure does. Okay, so I like it. Great headroom, a light colored liner, which is nice because there's no sunroof or anything. Visibility out the back is pretty good. I'd say I have way more visibility behind me here than I do in my Tesla Model Y. So that's a positive. Right, nice, smooth, I think. I have to compare it to that Cadillac. All right. Good braking, very nice. Yeah, it feels like it wants to roll. Maybe it doesn't have the regen. Nothing is slowing me down. I'm so used to the Tesla where, you know, you take your foot off the gas and you just roll right to your stop. So I'm not feeling, of course, any of that in this car. I can't tell if I'm on electric or if I'm on gas. I don't know how to know that. So there's a lot of things on the screen. There's a nice little screen here. It's not big, but the writing's pretty big, so I see that well. I can see the gas tank on the front screen. I can see very clearly my speed. Okay. I do like this gear shifter down here for the park and drive and reverse. It gives me vibes of when I had the Porsche Macan. I just have always liked to put my hand there on a gear shifter. That just makes you feel like you're in a much sportier car. I do like that. All right, well, cloth seats, but they are in mint condition. They're amazing. Very nice. Good room. So far, so good. I do think I hear that noise Dave is talking about in the back, which is, I guess, why we are going to drop it off to see if they can discover anything. I don't think it's anything major, but he's incredibly sensitive to noises. So I'm sure it wouldn't even bother me, but I know it will bother him. So, okay, this is a great car. I cannot believe he got it for the price he got it for, and it looks as new as it does. All right, so I'm just going to follow him up to the car shop, repair shop, I guess. Okay, I'll be back with my next video with him in the Cadillac ELR, which we have affectionately named Eleanor.
All right, Kathy. Well, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. The Volt, I heard a noise in the back. I thought it was the shocks, but they said it's actually the charging cable. Guys were pretty honest about it.
Nice. Good.
But he was cross-selling me into doing rear brakes. So I was like, he showed me the rotors and the discs. So I'm going to get a price. He's going to call me in a little bit and we'll find out. Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Cadillac.
I've already, while you were doing that, I already set my seat up.
Okay.
My mirrors. So I am sort of ready to go and see how this baby drives.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I want to do rock and roll, Led Zeppelin. That was, remember their ad campaign?
No.
Oh.
What year was that?
I don't know. They were trying to redo their image, Cadillac, because like Cadillac was the old, just a classic.
Yeah, Cadillac. It's fancy.
Don't hit that pole.
Oh, gosh. Now you're making me nervous. I do better when I drive by myself. Good. I'm going to go this way. Am I clear of the pole?
Yes, you are. Don't hit that pickup.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Anyway.
2 hands on the wheel, Kathy. Got it. Well, I can already tell you this feels a lot heavier than the Volt. When I stepped on the gas in the Volt, I felt like it just went by itself. And now this, I can feel weight to it.
Right.
A lot of weight.
This is a pretty big bump here.
Boom.
All right.
It was over the railroad. Crossing in the middle of the street, not paying any attention to cars. Am I better going this way to the right?
Yeah, go to the right up here.
So it has directional lights out there on the side view mirror that the Volt does not have.
Yeah.
Just noticed that. How about traffic warning? Does it have blind spot assist?
It does, and it'll pop up in the rear mirror or in the side view mirrors. It also has rear cross traffic alert, which actually the Volt has. There's no, oh yeah, you got a green arrow. Sorry about that.
And then I'll go left up here at the light, right?
I guess you could do that.
There.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take Route 1, I think. That's Route 1. Oh, I never drive over here. Okay.
So it feels
Great. Feels substantial. I'm feeling like this is a remarkably different car. Feels heavy, substantial. Love these leather seats. This is comfortable.
Yeah.
This is very comfortable.
It
Not
is.
that the others weren't, but they're basic. And this feels, elevated.
Yeah. I mean, like, when you get in a Beamer or an Audi, this is class though, right? American Cadillac class.
Honestly, it looked so good from the outside when I was following you before. It looked sleek and sharp. All right, so we're going to get on 95, do a little ramp action. Hope this guy just stays where he is.
Yeah, drive it like you stole it.
I don't know what that would even feel like.
Well, would you go slow or fast if you stole it?
The way I go. Okay.
Some people who steal cars,
So,
they go slow. Others go fast.
So, carrying this to my Tesla, this is really slow.
Yeah. 0 to 60 on this is
Do you
about,
want me on 95 South?
yes.
Yeah, this is a lot slower than the Tesla.
Yeah.
But I know that car is fast.
Wow. Okay. Nice brake.
Do you want me to do this? Or do you want to
No,
criticize me?
I want you to do it. Yeah.
Drive your own car.
I just,
Can you also remember it's my first time in the car and the braking?
I
is
know.
very
I
different
understand
than my
that. That
car?
was my mistake.
Thank you.
I apologize for that very harsh
That
braking.
was harsh words at my first attempt at braking. I'm going to get off on Route 1
Okay.
because this is really backed up.
How do the brakes feel in this car?
They feel responsive.
Yeah.
They feel very quick to want to brake.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to learn the finesse, Dave.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a feel thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Feels good. Looks good.
So the tires that are on this car, I'm gonna be replacing them on Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm putting the original Bridgestone Potenza all-season tires on. Right now, it's currently running on 2 all seasons up front and 2 summers in the rear with no tread.
Well, we were in a little bit of weather yesterday, and you said
Yeah, it felt
yeah.
squirrely. So we're gonna get those done on Wednesday, and I have an appointment for the heated seat with Cadillac, but they want $200 just to look at it. I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
I could buy myself a heated pad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Little
We'll see.
chair pad.
We'll see. And it worked yesterday after it didn't. So
No, it
but-
worked. Remember I said it took a long time, but finally, at least in the passenger seat, it was coming on. Did I even? Yeah, I have it on here. I don't feel it
no, it's not
in
on.
the driver's
Your
side.
your heated steering wheel though you can put on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drives beautifully.
Yeah.
Really drives beautifully. Of course, once I get used to braking,
Yes.
it will be great. Come
Don't-
on, guys,
don't go out in
I
the intersection.
understand not to go out the intersection.
Yeah. It's a little bit trafficky.
You think?
Just a little.
We're just going to wait till the next light
Yes.
because I'm not going out in the middle of the intersection.
I know.
Where those two
I
cars
understand.
already are.
All right. So Kathy, I think that from an aesthetics standpoint,
It's a 10.
10. Okay, that's
It
good.
is beautiful.
On the exterior or the interior?
Actually,
or both?
Both. I would say this is a very well-designed car for its structure and making it look very sporty and sleek. There's some great angles and lines, and even on the dash up here,
Yeah.
this little bi-level thing going
I know.
on. The materials that they've used, Love the little stick shift. The Volt had that too. I was saying, you weren't with me, but I was saying I love when a car has a stick shift because it reminds me of my Porsche Macan days, and I always like to keep
The
my
gear,
hand,
right?
the
Gear shifter, right? Yeah. It's not a manual transmission.
No, but it's just sort of makes you feel like you're in a little race car when you have that.
So you know what's interesting is when I found out, and I was a little embarrassed to say that I didn't realize the ELR. I just didn't pay attention.
I don't think you knew much about the
I didn't
Cadillac.
know much about.
I mean,
I knew about the Volt, right?
Sure.
And so that's why I thought I made the choice after you said no to the i3, no to the Mitsubishi i-MiEV. I went with the Volt, and I really don't have any regrets. But what happened was when whoever it was that commented on the video, Dave, you should have gotten an ELR.
Right, then you were like, what's that?
And I looked online for what it looked like, and I was like, wow, that looks really nice in a picture. And then I did a Google search, and sure enough, Garavel, the local Jeep dealer, had one. And that's when I went over and I saw it in person. And honestly, I really fell, I don't know if I fell in love, but I was just wowed by how beautiful it was.
Right.
Hang a left here. And so, you know, that became the search for an ELR. And I mean, they were pretty pricey. The one at the Jeep dealer was 15 grand, but it was a 14. And after doing my research for many different reasons, I really wanted a 16. And then luckily I found it. So you drive and
oh, really?
Give it some, like.
Well, I have to be able to see where I'm going.
Yeah, but hustle it around these turns and let me know what you think about how it handles.
All right, here I go. It's tight. Yeah, this feels pretty tight. I said when I had the Volt before, I felt it wasn't tight. I felt like I really had to control the steering wheel on it. So this feels a lot tighter. Of course, it's also heavier, so it gives the impression that it's gripping the road really nicely.
Yeah, well, you were getting on it there pretty good.
Thank you. Where do you
Just
think Kyle learned how
stay
to
on the
drive?
proper side of the road.
Oh my gosh.
Is all I would say. The double yellow is there for a reason. Okay. Don't listen to me.
I try to take the straight line, if you can see.
I see that. But
remember the roads in Vermont, but you could see really far, so I would try to go straight.
Right.
And
That's fine when you can see, but on blind curves, well,
yes,
that was the worst stop at a stop sign in the history of stop signs.
I don't think so.
You were doing 15, 16 miles an hour through there. Wow, look at you.
Yeah, this is a great car. This feels super solid. Now, I'm approaching a red light. I will gently hit
Let's
my
see if that's
brakes.
optional or not.
See, it doesn't do what my Tesla does, obviously.
What does your Tesla
I don't
do?
have to fully stop because I got the green.
What does your Tesla do?
It slows me down.
Oh.
You know that.
The regen?
Yeah.
Well, you have paddles on the...
I'm not using paddles yet. I'm just trying to get used to this.
All right.
I did use paddles when I had, was it an Audi I had once?
Just be careful here. Single lane.
Oh my gosh, you think like I don't live around here and I don't know. Look how nicely I maneuvered.
Yeah,
down.
that was good.
Oh boy.
That was good.
Approaching a stop sign, everyone. I am approaching a stop sign.
All right, back to how this car drives.
I shall stop. I shall count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I can now go. How does that do? Did I pass the stop sign test?
Oh, man, you are getting feisty. Feistiness. All right, conclusion.
Conclusion. Are you asking me to choose between the two, or
Would
because
you?
I know we are only going to keep one. I don't want to have 2 extra cars.
We are. So I spent, let's call it $6,500 after if I do the brake jobs. I got all in $6,500 on the little Volt.
Right.
All right. This one, because I'm putting tires on it, and
I bet you're going to be at 20. On
no, 14 with tax. This car, we're probably going to be at. Pull it tight, because all right, it doesn't matter. I'll move it. It's okay. So let's just talk about this now.
Park.
With tax, I'm probably going to be around if I do the seat, which is going to be expensive because I took it to
I don't think we're going to do this.
Well, we're going to have to talk about it. I took it to an upholstery guy, and he told me because of where the hole is on the seat, he can't legally repair that because there's an airbag in there. So what he's going to do is get a cost for the entire top section of the seat and also the bottom section, which is wearing just a little bit. Okay. And then he can in effect recover the existing seat. So it's not like you have to buy the whole seat. So we'll see what that comes to. And then tires are, believe it or not, going to be quite expensive. They're $416 each, discounted to $319 each at Town Fair Tire. They matched whatever you could get them on Tire Rack for. And then I'm going to do an alignment. So that's going to be about $1,700 in tires with tax. So I'm going to be around 17 all in, maybe 18 by the time this is done. So, you know, it's definitely a lot more money, but it's not a lot more money compared to when this was new. So
also feel in some ways it's a lot more car.
Yeah.
Just because it feels so substantial.
Yeah.
The only thing that is the negative is how practical is it? Like we can't fit anybody in the back seat, really.
Well, so where your seat is right now, I think absolutely someone could fit.
My friend Joanne.
Yeah, she'd fit back there. I wouldn't fit back there. And I'm far back. I think we could probably.
So we could take another couple out.
Yes, we could take another couple out in a pinch, you know, a few miles down the road, without a doubt. But, you know, the Volt is definitely a much more affordable car, very similar technology,
right,
and also much more practical because it's a 4-door, and it's a hatchback.
Right. It just depends what do we want to use it for. If you're thinking about just keeping the car up here for daily commuting, I would probably say keep the Volt. But if you're thinking maybe we want to keep a car in Florida, I would say the Cadillac's the ultimate.
Yeah, I feel like this car is almost like a sports car.
Well, no, that's what it looks like.
It's a 2+2 coupe, amazing looking, great conversation piece. No one's going to sit there on the side of the road and go, "Wow, what a cool Volt!" You know, I mean, like here it's like, "Wow, what is that?" Yeah. When I went to the tire place today, the guy said he's never heard of an ELR.
Oh.
He's like, "What is that?"
Well, they didn't make a lot.
No, we know that, but he had never seen one before and loved it. And it was a conversation piece with the tire guy.
There's really nothing not to love about the looks of this car. And just for the few minutes I drove it, the drivability is fantastic.
Right.
I think it's great. And the other positive, if you have to choose between this or the Volt, and you do, is we're not keeping 2 extra cars.
Okay. No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
This it has a lot of miles, but it has a lot less miles than the Volt. So to me, maybe that's better. Now, I think the next question would be is, because any car is going to need repairs, like this would probably be a lot more expensive if something went wrong.
Maybe. It's still Chevy technology. I mean,
but it's Cadillac.
Yeah, there is a dead spot in the touch screen on the Q system.
On the Volt.
No, in this car.
Oh, in this car?
Yeah, the Volt works fine.
Oh,
the heated seats work in the Volt
yesterday. That's right. But the buttons are down below.
Yeah, but there's a couple of spots where it's dead up top, and you can't. And if that starts to get worse, then I've got a quote for the entire Q system to be replaced as well.
Oh, okay. So you've done your research.
I'm in the process of doing it. Right. Yeah, I'll do a whole video on what it's going to take to fix this and the Volt separately. Okay. But boy, I really love this car. So I'm glad that you drove them both.
I'm glad I drove them both, because in a pinch, like I know my Tesla has to go in for a little repair.
Yeah.
I'll take one of these to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's great. So thanks for letting me drive them and
thank you.
Get a feel for them. There's a lot of value in a used car.
Oh, there sure is.
Pre-loved in a pre-loved car. And both of them have been taken care of very well.
I mean, if you could find one of these ELRs and you had to pay, let's say, 20 grand and it had 70,000 miles on it, a 16. I would absolutely emphasize a 16. Again, I'm going to make a whole video on the differences between a 14 and a 16. Mm-hmm. There's, in my opinion, there's enough substantial difference, but maybe not for everyone. There's a lot more 2014s available in the market than there are 16s.
There's more technology in a 2016.
It's just, they refined it a lot, and they refined the way it drives. It's a 1.5 seconds faster, 0 to 60.
Isn't that always true that the first year a car comes out, they fix the kinks in the years afterwards?
They tend to do that, yeah. You never typically want to buy the first model year of a car, although the underpinnings of this car, the ELR, was the Volt that had been out since 2000, let's call it 10, 11.
Right.
So, the technology had been around for a long time. But well, listen, I appreciate your feedback. I'm happy to hear that you like this car. I really am.
Listen, I actually like both of the cars. They're good for, I think, maybe different people or different uses.
Yeah.
And I think they were good choices for you, because I know you wanted to see what this used car market was like. And it's good. I don't mind having one extra car for the just in case, like Kyle has your X now, which sort of started all of this. I'm keeping my Y, so don't let my positive comments make you think you can get rid
I just want to plant a small seed out there in your brain, just a small one that may die under the ground, or it may germinate. We'll see. But what if
it always starts with what if?
Hypothetically, we were to keep the X and the ELR. Just throwing it. I like, don't answer now.
Well, I can answer it now.
No, you don't have to. Let's get into this.
No, I mean, keeping my why.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave. Kathy, thank you so much for, taking the time out in the cold to give your impressions, both the aesthetics of the cars and the drivability of these cars. Look, they're kind of, the ELR is an obscure piece. I think it's kind of cool. I really like it.
Yeah, I think, for me, this is a 10. This is a 10.
Oh, wow.
This is a 10. And the Volt for me would be like a 7.
Okay.
A 7. I think it's in great condition, all that good stuff, but this is
special.
Sleek.
Yeah.
I like this.
All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.